couple pieces of advice that I would offer Sheriff Demings as he comes in as the new president of the Florida Sheriff's Association is to anticipate that he's going to have his perspective broadened. I went in thinking, well, I knew pretty much what the association did and what the staff responsibilities and objectives were, but I learned so much. And so one of the real positive aspects is that you gain such an eye-opening experience, a broadening of perspective, and more knowledge of the responsibility of sheriff. I thought I knew everything for, pretty much within my county and then what my roles and responsibilities have been for almost, going into my 10th year. But this perspective of seeing the association at work and that we play such a massive role in the National Sheriff's Association, a very premier type of level of role, it's going to be a great and a rewarding experience.
If I would ask you to maybe sum up in just a few words, what did you see as your greatest challenge and perhaps your greatest accomplishment that you're most proud of?
Oh man, the greatest challenge was finding a new way to balance all the responsibilities that the office already has within running an agency, and to keep in mind that no longer was I speaking just as sheriff of Alachua County. I was speaking on behalf of all the other sheriffs in the association. So that put, an added load on, but also an added sense of pride of representing the association and having the trust that now you will have from the sheriffs of being able to speak on behalf of the association. The greatest accomplishment is recognizing that I was gaining additional perspective and knowledge and applying that now to going back to my county and being able to apply that perspective for the benefit of my agency and my county.
During this next year, one of the most significant issues that we will face as sheriffs is an attempt by some in the political arena to erode the influence of the office of sheriff. And that is something that we're going to have to be proactive in preventing. Secondly, I believe that there will be an interest in a movement that is occurring in our country regarding police community relations and some concern about whether or not law enforcement officers or agencies are able to objectively investigate themselves when there are allegations of misconduct. I believe that that is going to be a central discussion for our nation and for the Florida sheriffs in this coming year. Our counterterrorism efforts are going to continue as they should in this state, with over 115 million tourists who visited our state last year, and 66 million of them came right to Orange County. This is going to continue to be a challenge for us to make certain that our homeland is secure. And so we will have to work collectively together. We are in the crisis management business, and we must prevent, and then if we have a crisis occur, whether it be man-made or if it is a natural disaster, it is really all about the execution of those robust plans that we have in place to be able to deal with that crisis. Usually when we have an extraordinary incident like what we experienced with the Pulse nightclub incident, it is something that exhausts the resources of the local law enforcement agencies, and we then must reach out to our surrounding law enforcement agencies to help us through the circumstances. And the Florida sheriffs have a great plan in place. We have the Sheriff's Task Force that can be used in these situations when resources are exhausted. You mentioned the Pulse incident. Well, while that was truly a tragedy, one of the things that was a byproduct of that tragedy was that I saw the metropolitan Orlando community come together as one community. We were united. I saw people from throughout the United States write in, email us, send random acts of kindness to the brave men and women who serve in my agency. In fact, I believe those acts of kindness kind of reached out beyond just our agency, but to other law enforcement agencies in which our personnel sometimes, if they were in a restaurant trying to get a meal, there were people unknown to them who bought a meal for them. That was something that was certainly needed by law enforcement after the last couple of years of being criticized and in some cases vilified because of the actions or the inactions of a few of our colleagues. It was very reassuring to know that the overwhelming majority of people in our nation and in our local communities support us. And so I have said publicly thank you to all of those people who showed some random act of kindness during that period of time. As we move forward as a nation and as a state, it is going to be critically important that we strengthen the relationships between the police and the community. The solution to some of the distrust that we see is wrapped in that whole issue. We must show ourselves friendly to our communities and not only be the law enforcers in the community, but I believe that it is important that our personnel be seen in other ways. I want my deputy sheriffs to be out coaching in the youth sports. I want them engaged in mentoring our children and being totally engaged and intertwined in the moral fabric of our communities, because when we do that, we strengthen the relationship that we have between the police and our community. It makes us stronger. It makes us one united community when we can come together.
We all want the same things. We want our children to be safe. We want to have a quality of life. We want to be able to have an education for ourselves and our children. We want to be able to have the privileges that comes with being, a part of this country and a part of this profession. So we all want the same things. We've got to somehow be able to tune out the chatter and redirect the image, redirect the direction that some people are trying to take, because it's about what we do and what we represent, and that's to protect and serve.